The fellow who brought us all together here is really a good friend. He's a visionary, a fellow imaginer of the future. He's a leader. He's a paisan, I believe that's how it's pronounced. He insists that I have to be that. He's also the founder of this conference, the co-founder of the Gender Leadership Group, and the author of Wake Up, Man Up, Step Up. Please welcome Ray Arata. I want you to notice how Ray is milking more applause from us by starting from all the way over there. And now we have to applaud again as he walks across the stage. Watch this. There's going to be this whole kiss on both cheeks thing, so bear with me.
First learning of the day. Don't start a conference at 8 o'clock in the morning. The deeper learning, good intention to get all of you here underneath traffic. And at 6:45 this morning, when my wife punched in Waze and it said I was going to be here in an hour, complete panic set in. So the conference organizer, me, I got bit by my own best intentions. So good morning, everybody. So on behalf of the Gender Leadership Group and our sponsors, I'd like to welcome you today. We've got a big day ahead of us. We're going to hear from speakers I call my friends. We're going to hear from several leaders with respect to their thoughts, challenges, and insights around the importance of engaging men as allies. It's about how all of us can be better leaders, better allies, and better organizations. So as I look out into the audience, what makes me really happy is I see a rich mix of people. And it's much like when my wife, Anna, and I entertain. We have a saying in our house, and that is, family is who's around the table. And so at the table today, everybody has a voice and everybody has a contribution. Now, what really surprised me, and I'm still in that place of surprise, is how many companies chose to send delegations. And that's what made happen. That's what most of the people in the room here today are coming from a company. And so these delegations that I want to name and honor as being my delegate partners are Kaiser Permanente, Hewlett-Packard Enterprises, the Natural Resources Defense Council, Thomson Reuters, LinkedIn, StubHub, eBay, and Visa. In addition, Cisco, Intel, and Microsoft also have sent delegations. So let's give them a warm round of applause. Thank you for coming. So today, each of us is going to embark on an inclusionary leadership journey, and it's my belief that much of this journey is really a journey of the heart. And over the last 18 years, much of my so-called men's work has had me focus and develop on what we've considered as feminine traits. And last year, Don McPherson, who was to have been here today, and we heard that he's not, said it best. And this is what he said: be loving, be caring, and vulnerable. That's not my feminine side. It's my wholeness as a man. Yeah. And for the women in the room and the men who may not identify with what I just said, I've also learned that it's a blend of masculine and feminine traits that can contribute to all of us being whole people. So this insight continues to serve me on my own inclusionary leadership journey, and I invite all of you to take heart to that. Now, in all this work I've done over the last 18 years, 4 themes that I got in touch with when I did a weekend workshop back in February have really kind of come out, and it's kind of how I see the world. So I want to offer you these 4 themes as we go through today. So the first theme, and this is just context, and do with it what you will. So the first theme is that we can choose possibility over pain. Now, for some unexplainable reason, when it comes to personal growth, often the biggest motivator is pain. Now, I know that firsthand. My own story of a divorce and a business partnership breakup forced me to take a hard look at my behaviors, what was driving them, and who it was impacting. Now, it took real emotional pain for me to get my attention to evolve and change. Now, right now, in the news, in the Valley, both the engineer and Google, the company, they're amidst a painful lesson. And it doesn't have to be this way. Each of you has an opportunity starting today to imagine what's possible for you and your workplace culture by stepping up and onto the path of being an inclusionary leader and ally. Now, the second theme is what I call the partnership of the head and the heart. In order to make what's possible real, it will require what I call a conscious partnership of the head and heart. Now, becoming conscious starts with making the invisible visible. Now, we all have unconscious biases running in our minds, and if we don't bring attention to them, they basically run the show. They can affect our decisions, and they can drive our behaviors. The opportunity for each of us today is to get conscious about our biases, if you aren't already, and how they play out and affect others. Each of you will have that opportunity today. Now, when we're unconscious to our emotions, we react. When we react, our emotions drive the bus. This occurs when we feel threatened, marginalized, ashamed, angry. I know this happens to me. Now, this happens in a millisecond, and here's the thing. We can actually interrupt this conditioned behavior if we get conscious and curious, and we're willing to feel our emotions. I know I just said that, guys. Feel our emotions. It wasn't something, as a man, I was ever taught. No hard feelings, Dad. You probably weren't taught by your dad. So, here's the thing. I had no idea of this vast part of real estate called my body that existed below my chin, where my emotions lived, and that I could actually make contact with them, experience them, and interrupt old conditioned behaviors. So by bringing mutual awareness to both our head and our heart, we can make different choices that support more productive behaviors that foster inclusivity and belonging, something we all want. With me? Make sense? Yeah? Yeah, cool. The conscious partnership of the head and heart allows us to fully embrace the third theme. We are all better together than we are apart. Now, we all know that relationships are mandatory for success. And by definition,